Hello everybody, welcome to Everything You Want. Welcome to my book launch. I am so excited to be here. Normally when we are doing a book launch, we would be arriving and we would be all ready to go. And we would be filing in, getting our seats and getting ready. And we would be having a drink. So you would have a champagne in your hand and you would be filing in to my event. How good is that? How good is that? So I'm pretty excited to be here. I'm really, really looking forward to this. I've put so much work into this bloody book. Oh my God. And then, do you know, we had to cancel the events, which is a bit of a bummer. But anyway, we are here now. Now, do you like my microphone? This is a fake microphone. I'm just pretending I'm still a keynote speaker. I'm pretending I still have a job, but actually events have gone. Our world has been disrupted and everything is changing. So that is the end of that. I've just got a toy microphone now and it's just a big ball of glitter. So how about that? So welcome. Welcome everybody. Oh, I've got lovely messages coming in. Now you can message me on the chat box. So if you're new to Zoom, jump on the wee chat box and you can just whiz through there and write me little questions. You can ask me questions and I will do my very best to multitask and make sure that I can see everything that you're saying. Now we have 800 people. 800 people. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm a little pissed it's not live. Imagine 800 people. I love events of that size. But anyway, that is okay. You're at home. Now, I'm very glad some of you have dressed up. I can see you all. I can see you all and you look very hot. I'm joking. I'm joking. I can't see any of you. Some of you look fucking awful. Now, I need to do a warning. If you're listening to this and you have children around, get some headphones because I'll probably swear. And then your children will say, what is going on? Oh, Flossie McLean, look at that. Oh, Justin's here. Oh my God. Hello. Look, I've got all these lovely people that I know all whizzing in here. Oh, hi, Rhonda. Look, there's Nikki. Oh my God. Amy Scott's in the house. Oh, there's all these people. Oh, hi, Kathy. Oh, you. Mwah. Look at all these lovely people. Oh, Kay Bedell's here. Mo McRae's here. Oh my God. Okay. I need to get not busy with that because I'll get easily distracted. I won't talk about anything. I'm going to put the stupid microphone down now because I don't need it. So I hope you've got a drink. I hope you've got headphones, just in case I say bad words, because I do quite like, oh, Simon Dowling's here. Hello, Simon. Oh, there's all these favourite people coming in. It's so exciting. So I want to know where you're from. Tell me in the chat box where you are from, because we were, oh, nice earrings, Claire, Lisa Club. Hello, Lisa Club. Hello, the Lisa Club earring. So I want to know where you're from. Look, we've got Dunedin, Lincoln, Queenstown, Luxembourg. Oh my God, Invercargill, Palmerston North, Tapanui. Oh, how exciting. So we were doing this big tour and we were doing all around Australia and New Zealand. And now, oh, here you all are, London. Oh, Bondi. Oh my God, Waiheke. There's some very cool places here. Good places to be in isolation, right? I would like to be in some of these places. Taupo, Gore, Edgecombe. Oh my God. Right, there's gorgeous places here. Oh, Oamaru. Oh, Te Awanga. Oh my God, there's so many cool places. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm really, really, really excited. Now, I just want to, before we start, I want to do a shout out to all of the essential workers out there who are working their asses off. So many of you have asked if you can get a recording of this because you're working, because you're hospital workers, your nurses, your drivers, your cleaners, your caregivers, your supermarket staff, and you are all amazing. So thank you for all the work you're doing. All of us are whinging that we're stuck at home. Oh yeah, it's so hard, right? What about you guys risking your lives out there doing your thing? Like, how scary. Oh, thanks, Lorraine. It's a dress. But I thought, you know, I had to, my background was going to compete with me. So I just couldn't be too colourful tonight. Or I thought I'm going to give you all a bloody migraine. Oh, Ian's here. Hi, Ian. So yeah, I want to say a big love. Oh, Sally, see, you're in the police and you have come home early. How good's that? Now you're having a wine. You bloody deserve a wine. All those dicks out there. You know what? Dumb people should have duct tape attached to them, shouldn't they, right now? Because there's so many. Oh, Amy says, you're cool, Sally. So there you go. So what I would like to talk to you tonight is about my book. So I wrote this book so that you could get everything you wanted. That's the point, right? I want you to have everything you want. Now, for those of you who don't know me, some of you are going, who is this mad bitch? Why am I watching her? One of your friends said, you should. And you went, okay, got nothing else to do, so thank you for coming. So I started out my life in the fashion industry, and I absolutely love helping people to transform. And I spent lots of time transforming the way people look. Oh, sorry, I'll hold it still, Mel. Mel Kettle, you're so cute. Mel said, hold the book still, Lisa. I've held the book still. There you go, Mel. So you can take a photo. So I spent the first part of my kind of working life transforming humans on the outside, and I loved it. And I spent lots of time focusing on how can we make you more betterer? How can we make you more betterer? And then I thought, do you know what? I'm a little bit done. What I really want to do is I want to help people to make their lives amazing, because I think that's the point. The point is we're born, we be happy, and we die. That's it, right? That's it. There's nothing else. You're not born, vacuum, die. Born, be happy, die. That's the point. I really believe in that. I've had so many run-ins with so many people who don't believe me when I say that that's my biggest, strongest belief in the world. And I think it's important. So I think you should do a really good job of your life, because what else have you got, right? Doing a really good job of you, a really good job of your life is really important. Now, knowing what you want is really important. And so many of us don't know. And the reason we don't know is because we have never had the time to think about what we want. We've never had the time to focus on what we want. What we've done is we just got busy with life. So do you remember when you were young and hot? Do you remember? Young and hot, remember? Like that. Or maybe you're a boy, and maybe you are like hot like him. Maybe you were like, oh, hot like him, right? And then you were young and hot, and then you went, oh, hello, and you met someone else young and hot, and you were like, yeah, let's spend the rest of our lives together. Fuck me, right? So you thought that was a good idea. Then what happened was you thought, oh, I know, let's get a mortgage. Oh yeah, that's an awesome idea. Oh, I know, let's have a bunch of children, right? Oh yeah, that's a good idea, right? And you kind of got this magical life, and it all went, oh my God. And then you ended up supposedly happy. But what most of us did is we put ourselves down in the process. We literally put ourselves down, and then we forgot to pick ourselves back up. So while we were busy just doing life, we forgot to do what we want, and we did what we should. And that's no way to live, let me tell you. So I'm not into shoulds, not into them at all. Really into coulds, really into wants. So I decided when I was 12 years old that I wanted to live in the house that I live in now. I decided when I was 14 years old that I was going to marry the man I'm married to. I saw him and went, I want that. I want that. And I've got it. And hopefully we stay married. But now that I'm not traveling, who knows? He might throw me out. He'll be like, Jesus, you're a lot, right? I'm really good about 3 days a week. 7. Not sure how that's going to go. I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. But I've always known what I wanted. Always known what I wanted. And when I say I want something, I bloody get it, right? I get it. And the people who know me well, when they hear me say I want that, they go, oh shit, because they know I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So be very scared, because if I want you, I will get you. If I want something, I will have it, right? That's what happens. So everything you want. Let me tell you about this book. So I wrote this book. I've been working on this for 2 years. And I'm just going to show you all of the hard work that I have been doing. So everything you want is all about how you can get the life you want. And what happens is we start out life and we need to work out what we want. Now, knowing how to have passion, how to have money, how to have support, how to understand your belief system, how to look after your time and your health is everything that you need to do to get the inner stuff right. So joy and energy and freedom, control, action, and trust, they are the 6 things that we need as humans. As humans, we want to be joyful. We want to be energetic. We want to feel free. We want to be in control, not of everything. I tried that, didn't work. I'll tell you about that in a minute. We want to take action. We want to trust people, and we want to feel free and happy generally. Now, the only thing you won't find in this book is love, because the Beatles, they got it right. Love is all there is. That's it. Love is all there is. So I'm writing a new book called Big Love, and that's coming out next year. Might come out earlier now that I'm locked up on home detention. Now I'm on home detention at the moment under Jacinda's care. So it may come out earlier. But at the moment, I want to focus on the 6 things that you really, really want and how we're going to get them. Now, you can't have the 6 things in the middle if you haven't got the 6 things on the outside. So it's the basic stuff. Now, this is the shit that you should have got taught at school, right? This is the basic stuff that we were hoping you would have got taught earlier. But the old school let you down. You didn't get taught it, did you? You didn't know. So we don't know. And what we need to do is we need to think about, oh, Sheena, you're in the house. Hello, Sheena. So now we need to think about what we want. Now, I reckon those 6 things are really big, like having lots of energy. I have so much energy. I'm going to talk to you about that and how to get it. How to have joy, actually love what you're doing. You're not here to be miserable and drop dead, right? People fucking love being miserable. They mope around being all miserable. And it's like, you know what? There's no points for being unhappy. You don't get to get in your box at the end and go, yeah, I was fucking the most miserable, right? That's a shit way to live your life. So the point is we want to have an amazing life. How are we going to get it? So the first thing that humans want, I reckon, is energy. And I have huge amounts of energy, kind of so much I'm off-putting. And I think people say to me all the time, where do you get your energy from? How come you've got so much energy? And it's like, I spend all my time thinking about energy. I spend all my time working out how this boat can go faster. How can I get more energy? So you get energy by hanging out with the right people. You get energy from food. You get energy from so much. All right. So much contributes to your energy, physical energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy. There is so much energy, but you need to be responsible for your energy. Like, don't be awful. Just stop it. Just stop being awful, because people are deliberately going around there being awful. Now, everyone in your world will either be a contributor or they'll be a contaminator. And if they are contributing, when you walk away from them, you go, oh yeah, baby, you just changed my life. You made me feel amazing. You just lifted my lid. If they're a contaminator, you'll go, oh, yuck, ugh. And you'll walk away and you'll think, fuck, I want to stab myself in the eye with my car keys because that was awful. You know those people? They make your bum go really tight. They come towards you and you think, wah. Now, if you've ever worked in retail, I used to work in retail, and you can tell people's energy from a mile away. You can feel them coming, and they've got this like shitty Wi-Fi kind of energy where it's like, blah, and they're coming towards you and you think, blah. You know, when you're at work and someone walks in and you haven't looked up from your desk, but you can feel that they're there, you're like, blah, blah. So you don't want to be around contaminators. Now, some of the contaminators in your life will be in your family. That's God having a wee bit of a laugh. He's having a bloody laugh. And if you've got teenagers, shit, will they contaminate? So my teenagers go from contribute, contaminate, contribute, contaminate. Lovely, awful, lovely, awful. It's not their fault. It's not their fault, because what they're trying to do is work out where they fit in the world. They're trying to bump along and work out who they are. They're trying to pull away from you and become themselves. And that's all really normal. So I think we need to see that as a good thing and keep going. But what we need to do is tell people in your world that they need to be responsible for the energy they bring. Don't let people come in to your world and bring shit energy. Just say, no, off you fuck. Get out. Off you go. Because I don't need that shit in here. So when people come into my house, I'm like, no, back off. Off you go. Fix your energy. Get out of here, because it's not okay. It's really not okay. So we want to get rid of people who are contaminating our energy. We want to increase our energy by our food, by sleeping lots, by drinking lots, by being hydrated, by hanging out with people that just light you up. Now, I'm really lucky to have some fucking amazing friends. Like, I am so lucky that I have joyful people in my world that just add so much value. Some of my friends, I just have to look at a photo of them or hear their voice and I go, oh, I am happiness filled now, because you add so much value to my world. So having energy is about having vitality. It's about, do you know, I was at a conference once and a guy came up to me and he grabbed me by the shoulders. I'd never met him. And he said, oh my God, you've got so much vitality. And I was like, oh, I thought you're a bit odd. And then I was like, do you know what? That was lovely. What a lovely thing. What a lovely thing. No, drinking a lot's fine. I think you should definitely drink a lot. Calm energy is great. Not all energy is high. So Liz has just asked, what about calm energy? There's nothing better. You know, when you hang out with someone and your bum relaxes and you go, oh, this is lovely. This is lovely. I can just be me. And when you're with people who let you be 100% you, your energy drops down and so does theirs, and it's magical. So people that love you unconditionally and are beautiful and will hang out with you regardless of the state you're in are lovely. So just be really mindful of that energy, because to get good energy is so important. So you might have lots of energy or you might not. And sometimes your health gets in the way. Sometimes your environment gets in the way. Sometimes you're stressed, right? So your energy comes from different sources. Your physical health is a really big contributor, and so is passion. So when you've got passion, you are so excited that you are into it, right? You've got really good energy. Now, the reason my life works is that I fucking love it. I love my life. I created the perfect life for me. Then bloody coronavirus has popped up and said, no more room service for you, Lisa. You need to stay home. They said, no, there's no more aeroplane rides. I'm like, fuck, I really like aeroplane rides. I love the Koru Club, right? No, gone. Anyway, so joy is the next thing that we're all craving, and we want to be happy, but we don't know how. We don't know how to be happy because no one's taught us. And you've been told constantly throughout your childhood that you don't deserve to be happy. You've been told you can't have everything you want. Now, I've got the most magical parents, and my father told me when I was little I could have whatever I wanted. He said, do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And so my nickname as a child was Princess I Wanter. And because I was like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. And my father was like, yeah, man, you can have that. Yeah, you can have that. And he said, yeah, you can have anything. But he said, you've got to work for it, because he was into hard work. My parents worked really hard, and they weren't like lying around on a deck chair going, yeah, mate, just do what you want. They were going, yeah, get what you want, be amazing, work hard, you can have it, right? So that's where I got my work ethic from. And I worked out that if I worked really hard, I could have anything I wanted, right? That's the point. You can have anything you want, but you've got to go after it. Now, people say to me all the time, oh, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm like, well, fuck, who's in charge of that? Right? You're in charge of that. No one else is going to make you happy. No one else. I've got a chick I know at the moment who's like, oh, I want a man. I need a man. I need a man to, to complete me. I'm like, fuck, you're not a donut. You're not a donut. You haven't got a hole in the middle, right? You've got to complete yourself. And so you can't look for other people to complete you. You cannot, because you've got to complete yourself. And there's no man or woman going to turn up when you're walking around with a big gaping hole in the middle of you, just not being complete. So you've got to go out there and complete yourself. Now, the way to get happy, the way to be joyful is you've got to start noticing the shit that makes you happy. Look around, man. Look around. I think it's really important. Look around. Oh, look, Adriana. Yeah, absolutely. I think we can do that, Adriana. I like your photo. I walked past your photo the other day and it's very hot. I was going to message you and I didn't. So no donut, Alison. You're not allowed to be a donut. No donut. So you got to notice what makes you happy. When you're out walking, notice what you notice. I notice flowers. I notice birds. I'm a bit young to be a bird watcher, I was hoping, but no, apparently not. I love it, right? So you need to think about what you like, what makes you happy, who makes you happy. Notice when you're in a moment and go, fuck, that was awesome. What is it that's awesome about that? Was it the person? Was it the location? So you got to notice where your joy comes from. Now, when you're with people and they give you joy, go back to those people, right? Yeah, I love that, Marie. Look up, right? Look up. We're so lucky we live here. So look up. Then you've got to nourish yourself. So you can't be happy if you're depleted. So being depleted is a big problem. And so when you nourish yourself, you're kind to yourself, you're gentle with yourself. I run a program called Big Love, and it's about how to love who you are. Because if you don't like you, there's fuck all chance of anyone else liking you, right? And when you love yourself, you get to hang out with someone who loves you all day. It's so beautiful. So self-love is the best form of love. And it means that you actually get to hang out with a friend, which is so beautiful. So nourishing yourself is important. Navigating through your life and making sure that you find joy. So notice, nourish, and navigate are really important. And then you've got to get rid of the noise, because it's really hard to feel amazing when you're surrounded by clutter and noise and bad people and just crap. You've got to get more discerning. So being discerning is really important. I've got a book about that too. It's called The Lickable Third. So The Lickable Third is a book about how to get rid of a third of the shit in your life. A third of your life is shit. A third of it's crap. A third of it's amazing. A third of it's amazing. It's the third you put on social media. You're like, yeah, this is my friend. This is my wine. This is my life. And the other third, you know, it's just shit, right? Noise. So get rid of the noise. That's really important. Be at your best. To be joyful, you've got to put some effort into you. You've got to work out, what do you need to be at your best? So I need lipstick. Big thing, right? I don't care if we're in lockdown. Fucking dress up. Like, I'm sick of people looking ugly. You know, you can't go from your day pajamas to your night pajamas and feel good about yourself. Oh, I wouldn't think I felt very hot at all. I need to feel amazing, right? That's what I need to do. So getting dressed up. People keep saying to me, oh my God, Lisa, you're so dressed up. Every time we get into that, people are like, oh, you're so dressed up. No, it's not an Elizabeth Arden one, Susan. It's Christian Dior, darling. Dior, sweetie. Dior. I went for the big red Dior lip. I got it back. So being happy, lipstick definitely makes me happy. Working out the power of your happiness. That is how you get joy. So we've covered energy, we've covered joy. Do you know Teddy Roosevelt, and I love this quote, Teddy Roosevelt said that comparison is the thief of joy. And I reckon guilt is the accomplice. So feeling guilty is one of the reasons you're not having any joy in your life, because you feel guilty. Oh, you make me happy too, Mrs. Sally Rogers. See, feeling joy is so important, and you feel guilty because you're like, oh no, imagine if I was happy. Oh fuck, what a terrible person I'd be. I must be miserable, and then everyone will think I'm hardworking and amazing. No, right? It's terrible because that is what we believe. We actually believe that we get points for being miserable. That's not okay. That's not okay. So I don't want you to get points for being miserable. I want you to walk around and be amazing. And, you know, I love, Marianne Williamson wrote Nelson Mandela's inaugural speech, and she said that it's actually our light that scares us most, not our darkness. And that you actually need to be your best, because then other people want to be your best. You will become an inspiration for other people to want to live their best life. Other people will go, fuck, I might be joyful. I might be joyful, right? Oh, look, my favourite godchild. He's saying, hello, hello. I know who you are. I know who you are. Now, so comparison is the thief of joy, but be very careful of guilt. Bloody watch that guilt, because it'll sneak up and make you miserable. And you'll be walking around going, oh, I'm just being miserable, because then everyone will think I'm, you know, getting it done. It's not okay. So feeling joyful is incredibly important. Now, to feel joyful, you're going to need, I'll show you the model again later, you're going to need to be passionate about some stuff, and you're probably going to need some money. I'm going to talk to you about money, because fuck, that's mental, isn't it? It's mental. So freedom. Who wants to feel free? Now, feeling free, it's really interesting. It's different for everybody. So when I wrote this book, I did quite a bit of research in this, and it's really important that you understand what makes you feel free. Because I think for me, liberation, you know, being liberated just to do what I want, to live my own way and to create all my own choices is really, really important to me. So I don't do limitations. I don't do being told what to do. I think that's yucky. Don't limit people. Like, how dare you? How dare you try and limit another human? Just let them go and do what they want to do. It's none of your damn business, right? I don't think it's any of their business. So I think self-acceptance is one of the biggest freedoms. So living your life the way you want to, accepting who you are, all your lumps and bumps, who you are, what you are, and just loving who you are and accepting yourself for how amazing you are is really important. I think it's really important. So I love that saying, I used to walk into a room and wonder if anyone liked me, and now I walk into a room and wonder if I like them. And I reckon that's the way to live your life. Like, fuck what other people think. I don't care if anyone else likes me, because I like me. And I've got enough people that I have good authority that they like me. So that's it. I think that's cool, right? So if enough people like me, I'm happy. And all the rest, actually, I don't care. I can't be for everyone. I know there's people that don't like me. Good. Because you don't want everyone to like you. Then you just become this homogenized, dull fucking person that no one wants to hang out with. And that's not how to live your best life. That is not how to do it. So you need to be free. It's often about what you're not going to do as much as it is about what you are going to do. And I reckon one of the most powerful freedom exercises you can put yourself through is making a to-don't list. What are you not going to do? This is what I'm not going to do. Rather than a to-do list. To-do list is just pressure. What if you had a to-don't list? This is shit I'm not going to do. I don't sell raffle tickets. right? Just don't do it. You know, at school, they bring you home and 3 books of raffle tickets and you have to bloody sell them, and then I lose them and then I can't find the money. I've probably spent it, and oh my God. So I just made a rule, not doing it anymore. Gone, right? Get rid of that. So detaching yourself from shoulds is really important part of freedom. And one of my favorite books on freedom, if you like a good book and you're in lockdown, the old 4 Agreements is beautiful. So it's a really beautiful book, and it talks about, it's a guide to personal freedom. So Don Miguel Ruiz, he's a heavenly man. He's written lots of amazing books. I've been lucky enough to hear him speak several times, and he's just a really, really amazing man. And he's created this book. It's very small, very simple. You can actually look it up. Just Google 4 Agreements and you can come up with what the 4 are. So the first one is to be impeccable with your word. There's a real freedom of saying what you think, right? And just being free with your word, but being impeccable with it. So just only say things that you would be happy if someone else heard, because otherwise you're going to get trapped by your own speech. So being free to say what you think is a really, oh my God, it's liberating. There's an amazing book called, what is it called? It's called something, Brad Blenton wrote it. Anyway, I can't remember. Radical Honesty. There we go. Ooh, Radical Honesty by Brad Blenton. Amazing. And when you read that book, you have to warn everyone you know, because you'll start just being honest. You'll have the freedom of speech, man. You'll be like, people say, do you like my hair? I'm like, nah, I don't. Actually, you asked, you got it. There you go, too bad. So don't take anything personally is the second one. Just don't, stop being offended. You know, people are like, I'm offended. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. People get really big on being offended. Oh, you offended me. I'm like, good. Maybe I made you feel something, so that's useful, right? I get emails all the time. Oh, you know, you shouldn't have sworn and you shouldn't have said this. And I had an email from a woman, bloody Karen. Karen came to one of my events and she said, I'm not very happy. Last night at the event, you said God 17 times. And I was there with a group from my church and I was offended. I was like, I wrote back to Karen and I said, you know what, Karen, you have absolutely no right. No, it wasn't you, Karen. It wasn't Karen, mate. And this is not a friend of mine. This is some silly bitch. Anyway, she was from Tauranga. And she said, I don't know, if you're from Tauranga and your name's Karen, it might have been you. And she said, well, I'm offended. And I wrote back and said, you have absolutely no right to comment on my relationship with God. Because me and God, we're good. I've talked to God. He's okay with me using his name, turns out, right? So you should talk to your God. Sort yourself out, Karen, because I'm not really interested. So being offended is something that happens and it limits our freedom. So yes, we need to be respectful. Helen's just asked, what about respect for others? Now, yes, we need to be respectful of others, but people need to be respectful of your right to be you. So I'm really happy for anyone to be anyone. And I go, you know what, you're not for me and I'm going to walk away. No problem. But don't actually force your shit on other people, because it's not your right to go around being judge and jury and saying, you can't do that and you can't do that and you can't do that. Because actually you live your life the way you want. It's your life, right? Do what you want. But just don't take stuff personally, because that's really boring. So don't make assumptions. That leads into that, which is the third rule of the 4 Agreements, because making assumptions is also a problem. We assume that people are like us all day and night. We assume. Oh, well, I assumed that you wouldn't want to come. Well, don't assume I didn't want to come. I can invite me, right? Invite me. So it's really important we don't make assumptions, because we assume all the time that people are like us, that people make the same opinions of things as us. They get offended by the same things as us. It's like, no, they don't. And then the last of the 4 Agreements is my favorite. It's always do your best. Now, I'm a high performance human. And if you're a high performance human, you love doing your best. So I like to do my best all the time. And people have said to me, oh, you're quite intimidating because your standards are really high. And I'm like, yeah, but only my standards for me. So my standards for me are really high. I expect a lot from myself and I perform to those standards. I don't expect that from you. You get to choose your own standards, because what you do is none of my business, right? What I do is my business. So I'm all about personal bests. I'm all about doing what makes you happy. I'm all about living the life you want to live. And it's not my job to decide. It's not my job to decide what you do. So do your best. Do your best at all times. Look your best. God, fix your face. You know, bloody hell. I used to go to these events and people would say, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, these were fashion events. Kay was there. People would say, I'm so sorry I look like this. And I'm like, who did that to you? And they were like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, were you kidnapped? Because you left the house looking like that. Don't leave the house if you have to apologise. Ring in sick, right? And at home, your favourite people are with you and you look like a bag of shit. These are the most important people in your world. And you're walking around looking homeless. That's not cool. Oh my God. Oh, you're in your overalls, Sally. That is very cute. You love your overalls. Don't apologise for your overalls. Now, being free is really important. And the things you're going to need to be free, you're going to need money, because money helps you. Now, you don't need money to be happy. I don't believe that for a moment. But when you've got money, life's easier. I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. So, and also having support. So we're going to get into support, because if you're not feeling free, you probably haven't got the money that you need, and you probably haven't got the support that you need. Now, then we get into trust, and trust is a big deal, isn't it? Because I didn't used to trust anybody. Didn't used to tell anybody. The reason I didn't trust anybody was because I couldn't trust myself. So I was one of these people that I'd say, I'll see you in 15 minutes. I knew damn straight I wasn't going to be there in 15 minutes. I knew. I hadn't even left. I knew that I wasn't going to be on time. I knew, right? And I couldn't trust myself to turn up. So how was I going to trust anyone else? So I assumed everyone else worked on the way I did. And then I met some people who had very high standards and a lot of integrity. And they were like, Kay knew I was always late, always. I've got people in my life that used to trick me. They'd try and say, oh, we're leaving at 7, Lisa. Knowing we were leaving at 7:30, I got onto that trick. I'm not stupid. I knew. But I didn't used to turn up, and I just was hopeless. And so I had to really be responsible and kind of level myself up, because it was just not okay. So I knew that I couldn't trust myself. And do you know, one of my favorite quotes when I was researching this book, I was like, I love this. Ernest Hemingway said, the best way to find out if you can trust someone is to trust them. That's the best way. So if you've got trust issues, and if you've got trust issues, you've probably had your trust screwed up in a wee ball and thrown against a wall, and someone's really let you down, but that's no reason to live your life like that for the rest of your life. So you need to move past that and don't trust that person again, but try someone else. Go and find someone else that you can trust, because it's super important, right? So trusting other people is important. Trusting the process of life is really important. I trust life. I love it. Oh, you've already bought the ebook, Adrienne. You are overachieving. You've already been on the website and bought the book. We've got an ebook, because I'm not allowed to courier books, you see, because it could have the coronavirus in it. So I'm not allowed to courier your book, but I am allowed to send you an ebook. So they're on the website. But I haven't even told you about that. And already Adriana's just jumped ahead and got all out. She's an overachiever. She's a high performance human. So trusting other people and trusting yourself, and then trusting the universe. Like, do you believe people are good? Do you believe that? Do you believe that people are good, or do you believe people are bad? Like, I think it'll be really important. It is really important to believe that people are good. I love that. If I thought people were bad, I don't think I'd leave my house. I think I'd just sit home being all paranoid and weird, going, that's not cool, is it? But actually believing people are good. I think people are good, and I think they do dumb stuff. I think there's good people out there that do dumb shit. That's my theory. And I think that I trust people until I don't. So I give you my trust, and then if you fuck it up, it's gone. Pretty simple, really. But I think that's easier than people trying to get your trust the whole way through. So trust is really important. And if you don't have a lot of support, you won't trust people. And if you don't have good beliefs, so your beliefs are really important when it comes to that. Now, then we've got, no, second chance. Oh, yeah, I do second. Helen's asked me if I do second chances. I actually do 3 chances. I'm normally 3 strikes and you're out. Because I think, people make mistakes. Humans fuck up, right? There you go. Humans stuff up all the time. And I think it's okay to stuff up. I think that's important. So stuff up if you want. And if I love you, I'm going to go, do you know what? You made a mistake. Get in here. Get in here. Don't do it again, right? If you do it again, I'll be like, don't do it again, because 3 times, see ya, hit the road. Bye, right? It's really important. Yes, you have bought, here we go. Michaela's all over it. Shulene's bought books, and they will be sent out as soon as Jacinta says I'm allowed. As soon as we get the go ahead, those books will be gone, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. They're all on lockdown. The books are on lockdown. Everyone's on bloody lockdown. Now, action is the last thing that we have in the middle of our diagram here. So action is so important. I think it's one of the most important things that we can do, because getting moving is really, really important. And I really like, I mean, I don't wear, what do you call it? Active wear. Bloody active wear. Who wants to walk around looking like a piece of licorice, all poured into some weird stretchy shit? And you just do it so you feel fit. You don't even go anywhere. I don't get active wear. I don't like it. But anyway, active wear, I quite like the Nike logo. So if I'm going to wear active wear, I'm probably going to wear Nike, because it says just do it. You should just do it, right? I'm an actionator. So I don't think, I just do. I have a great friend who's a lovely woman, and she's a major procrastinator. And she always says to me, oh my God, Lisa, you don't think at all. You just do stuff. And I'm like, I know. And you just think and you don't do anything. And she's always getting caught up because she doesn't take action. Now, the interesting thing is procrastination is fear of getting it wrong. That's all it is. I really like, Elizabeth Gilbert wrote in Big Magic that perfectionism is fear in a fur coat and heels. And I think it's just fancy fear. So if you're a procrastinator, then you're probably petrified of getting shit wrong. You're scared of getting stuff wrong. And what happens is you're going to get stuff wrong because you're so scared and tense. And you need to relax and let go of that fear. Just do stuff. I reckon it's better to do it and fail than to never do it at all. I think it's really important. So the power of achievement is what that's about. And action is all about that. So taking action, get up in the morning. There's so much we can't take action on at the moment, right? There is a lot of that we can't do at the moment. Oh, Christy's here. Hello, Christy. You've got a hot little book in your hands, darling. Hot little book in your hands. Now, what did Sonia say? Sonia said, oh, yes, I like that. I'll trust you until you give me a reason not to. So your mum was wise, Sonia. That's what I always said to my teenagers. That's what I said. I'll trust you until you fuck it up. And then that's the end of that. We will take the little trust rug out from under your feet and you'll be sitting on the floor. So one of my favorite things in action, and when I work with a lot of people one-on-one and with a lot of teams when we're working in mentoring spaces, and they want to get somewhere. So they're going, I'm here and I want to get here. And it's like, okay, so you're here, you want to get here, but what's this about? Now, I call it the bridge of action. And so the only way to get from here to here is to actually take some steps. You've got to break down what you're trying to achieve into bits and achieve them. So if you got up every day and thought, what's one thing I can do to get myself closer to here, you'd be winning. But if you sit over here and do nothing, you're never going to get this. And this is the problem. People don't take action and then they win. Oh, they say, oh, you're really lucky. You're so lucky that, you know, you get to have a career that you love. And it's like, I'm not lucky, right? This is not luck. No one came up my driveway with a magic wand and said, here you go, Lisa, have a life, right? No, I made it happen, right? I made it happen. I made plans. I got my shit sorted out. I got up early. I got dressed up. I put big undies on. I left the house and there you go. Boom. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens. So keeping calm and carrying on, I really like that saying. And it was created in 1939 before World War II. And the British government put it out as a poster to help people. And it was to work through the persistence in the face of challenge. Now we are right now in the face of challenge. Our lives have changed like unbelievably. Now, if you're in Australia right now, you may not be in proper lockdown, but in New Zealand, we're in full lockdown. We are locked and loaded, right? Because we are locked in. Now, the interesting thing about that is we have to keep calm and carry on, and it's a big challenge. So there's nothing you can do about that. You have to stay in. You get arrested if you don't. You'll be in big trouble. So keep yourself safe in that lockdown and looking after yourself and being calm. You can still take action. You can still do stuff. So there's so many things that you've been putting off. There's so many things that you've been talking about. There's so many things. I really like the Facebook meme that's going around at the moment that says, oh, you know, I thought I needed time to clean my house. Turns out it wasn't time I was after, because now we've got time. House is still a tip. It's not time. Right, it's motivation. But what do you want to do? Now, my garage looks like Spotlight. I've got half a Spotlight in my garage. I've got sparkly shit. I've got clothes. I've got so much cool stuff. And I'm going, do you know what? I'm going to get busy out there, because I've been saying for ages, oh, one day when I've got some time, one day, well, guess what? One day's today. Time is here. So we don't have the excuse of that. So we can take action now because we've got space, which is really important, right? Oh, see, Rhonda, you've been so busy. She's been so busy in lockdown. Her family want her in lockdown forever. Oh, don't exhaust yourself. Don't peak too early, Rhonda. It's only week 1. You don't want to peak too early. So taking action is really important. And to do that, what you need is a combination of belief and time. So if you feel like you are doing really well with your time, but you don't believe that things are possible, then it will be a problem. If you don't have enough time, if you're overcommitted, there's not many of us that are overcommitted at the moment. We're probably undercommitted. Once we get through the trauma of being locked down and working ourselves into some routines and structures, then that'll be the thing. So control is something that all humans crave. Some of us more than others. I was such a control freak. I loved it. I wanted to control everything. I wanted to be in charge of everything. I used to try and control everything people wore. I controlled what they ate. I controlled everything. And I was exhausted. And it wasn't much fun. Really wasn't much fun. So what happens with control is you need to accept what you can and what you can't. Now, the Serenity Prayer, do you remember the Serenity Prayer? I love the Serenity Prayer, which is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. Now, I reckon if we got anything to learn from this pandemic is that we are accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. We are all healing. We've all got this time, which is amazing. I love it. Like oh, you like it too, Amy. Oh, I love you and you like it. It's lovely. So the Serenity Prayer was something I was given by someone. I don't even know why. It was on a little card and I kept it in my wallet for years and years and years. And the key piece for me in this is accept the things I cannot change. So what can't you change? You can't change what other people think of you. You can't change what other people do. So stop giving it your energy, right? Just let that go. But you can change certain things and you need wisdom to understand the difference, because there is wisdom involved in understanding the difference. And I love that. So we all have a circle of control. And Stephen Covey, very clever man, wrote amazing books. He created this thing called the circle of control, and we've got circle of concern, and we have all of these things that we want to control in our lives. Now, the world has gone a wee bit mad, and our circle of control has changed dramatically. My circle of control has completely changed in the last 2 weeks, like mental. So now my kids aren't going to school. I can't control that. I used to quite like them going to school. That stopped. Oh well. I'm like, oh, you here again, are you? Still here. Right. I used to like going to work. I can't do that anymore. I can work. I'm doing lots of work online. I'm doing lots of great stuff with lots of great people, but I don't get to get on a plane and leave the house and do all the stuff that I really wanted to do. I don't get to just pop out to the shops. I can't do that. I can't whip round to see a friend. Can't do that. Right. So all of those things are now out of my circle of control. So what is still in control? What have you got that you can control? Oh, what's Pip said? Oh, I love that, Pip. So Pip came to my repotted retreat last year. Things aren't happening to me, they are happening for me. I love that. That was a card that Pip got at the repotted retreat that we did up in the beautiful Coromandel last year. And I really like that. Things aren't happening to me, they're happening for me. I think that's really lovely. I love that. And Alison's saying you control your joy, and you're bang on, Alison. So we do get to control our joy. What we get to control right now is our routines. We get to control our daily habits. We get to control our reactions to the world, and we get to control our time. So when you're in control of those things, so I've been working with my family and saying, right, we made a bit of a plan. And I said, I reckon what we need to do is everyone has to do 1 hour of service. 1 hour of service where you have to do something for the greater good of us. So like whether it's cooking or cleaning or creating something that benefits the rest of the family. That's every day, 1 hour of that. Then you've got an hour of physical exercise. It doesn't have to be hardcore, just a light womble. A light womble would be fine. But I think it would be really important that you get out and do some kind of exercise. I can't believe how many people are out walking. People are walking everywhere, right? The fucking dogs are all going, oh my God, I can't go for another walk, because they're getting walked by every member of the family and they're bloody exhausted. Poor little puppies. They're all exhausted. So that's a thing that we do. And then the other hour is an hour of solitude, an hour of time out where you're not getting harassed. Because when you're in a small space with people and you can't leave, you need to have boundaries around having your own time. because that's something you start to crave. So just having a fuck off hour where you can just say, fuck off, just everyone, fuck off. It's important. No one's allowed to touch me. No one's allowed to come near me. No one's allowed to ask me a question. No one's allowed to talk to me. Just give me a break, right? So that is the stuff that you can control. Oh, hey, Nick. Oh, Nick's online. How are you? So I think, yeah, you can have more than an hour fuck off, Amy. You can have as many hours as you like. But I figured an hour was a minimum. And a minimum of a fuck off hour, right? Just, I think we all need that. I think that's important. So you cannot have any of those 6 things I've just talked to you about without the 6 on the outside. So what I want to do right now is give you a little moment. I want to give you a little break. I want you to go, you might want to fill up your wine, right? We're going to have a wee break, just a 5-minute break. Fluid in, fluid out. You might want to do a wee. You can choose what order you do it in. You can do what you want because you're at home. You might, oh, Susan loves my fuck off hour. Good. What you might need to do, go and get a wine, go and make a cup of tea, do a wee, whatever you like, stretch your legs, wander around, take your eyes off your screen because that's good for you. And I will see you back here in 5 minutes. I'll be back. Just give yourself enough time to go and fill up your glass and I'll see you back real soon. Mwah. Righty ho, I am back. Are you back? Have you been out and had a wee drink? You've come back. Are you back? Right, glass topped up. There we go. Julie sorted, got some chocolate, ordered an ebook. How good are you? So we had to do a bit of a mad panic. I need to make a special mention to some very special people. So this book, this beautiful book, look at this. It's so fucking beautiful. And I'm so grumpy that you can't get one really like delivered to you. Because look, it's like beautiful. Look at all those colors. And it's so beautiful. Now, my beautiful friend Sally did all the design on this. And she's so amazing. So she did all this beautiful design. Beautiful Michaela helped me put it together. Beautiful Mark did all of the proofing. He's amazing. And beautiful Jenny did the editing. So I've got this amazing team of people that help me put this together. So this shit doesn't happen on its own. Doesn't happen on its own, right? So I think it's really, really lovely when you've got lovely people helping you do lovely work. So the book is just, it's made me very happy. It's made me really happy. Now, we've created a book, an ebook, right? We've created an ebook, which is really exciting. So you can buy that and it will come to you either for your Kindle or your PDF. So you can do that online now. It's on my website. There's also a diagnostic. So you can go in and do a little test on you and you will get results. And the diagnostic is very groovy. So what happens is you will end up with high scores and low scores, and it will give you all of this feedback on where you got high scores or low scores. So you'll get that sent as well. And that's free. I just made that for you because I thought that was quite fun. So there we go. Oh, there you go, Anna. As soon as that comes, you will get it. I promise. As soon as we're allowed out of the house. I think that's really important. Now, we need to talk about the things on the outside of my wheel. There's a whole outside of my wheel, right? And it's important that you see the way this all comes together. So on the outside of the wheel, let me see if I can, oh look, I'm having trouble with this fucking technology. I'm a little bit grumpy with this technology crap. I'm not really enjoying it, so I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm just going to carry on talking to you because it's really doing my head in. There we go. So what happens with the wheel is in the outside, we've got 6 things that you really, really need. You really need. Now, the first one is passion. Now, if you've got no passion, oh my God, you've got to know what lights you up, right? You've got to have something that makes your belly come alive, something that makes you get some fire that you go, fuck you, I want to do that. I want to do that. Right? So what is it that you get really fueled up about? What is the thing that lights you up and makes you feel amazing? So it might be work. It might be a person. It might be a place. It might be an industry. It might be a car. It might be the beach. I don't care what it is. But you know, when you hang out, oh, there we go. Mo's back. He's got a beer. I reckon Mo's quite passionate about beer. In fact, I know he is. So that's good. So I think it's really important that you find something you're passionate about. Because when I hang out with people who are passionate, like Sheena, passionate about skiing. She's fucking mental about skiing. Right, Amy, oh, there you go. You got a whiskey. How good's that? See, Pippa's also very passionate about whiskey. Right? So don't care what you're passionate about. Just get into it. I've got a friend, Colin, he does whiskey tours. He's so passionate about whiskey. Like whiskey makes him so happy, not just drinking it, learning about it. Everything about it is really, really high on his passion list. So when you hang out with someone, you know, when you come to work and you say to someone at work, oh, what'd you do on the weekend? And someone goes, oh, I did nothing. I just did the vacuuming. And you think, oh, fuck, go away. Right, go away. You're wasting my time because you're just like, right? You're boring. You're really boring. And then other people, right? Other people, it's good to be passionate about your husband, Amanda. That's useful, isn't it? It's very useful to be passionate about your partner, especially when you're in lockdown. Good luck with that. Stay passionate with that, right? Good luck. We'll see how you go in week 3. We'll see how that goes. So when you're passionate about stuff, you've got energy. And when someone comes to work and they've done nothing in the weekend and they're really boring, it's like, And when people come to work and you go, how was your weekend? And they go, oh, it was amazing. I went mountain biking. And you're like, oh my God, right? Look how cool that is. I don't even care about mountain biking. But the fact that that guy's face just lit up and he was like, it was amazing. And he's so happy and that energy transfers to you. So when you have passion, people feel it. People go, oh my God, you're so passionate about that. And you're like, I know. And people get sparkly eyes. So when I'm working with people and I say, tell me about what you're working on. And they go, I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. I think, oh, do you know what? Fuck, that won't work. And they say, how do you know? I'm like, because look at your face. You can tell when people are passionate about something because their face lights up. They get all sparkly in the eyes and they get all excited and everything changes. The way they look, the way they feel interesting, right? So being interesting and being interested is a really big responsibility that we have. What are you interested in, and what makes you interesting? What makes you an interesting person? People go, oh, not really interesting. Go and fucking do something about it, right? Go and do something about it. What is a great story? Where's the coolest place you've ever been? Where's somewhere you want to go? It doesn't matter what it is. What have you done, and what are you passionate about? Get really excited. Now, most of us have threads in our lives, and I really like this. When I saw Oprah Winfrey speak, she spoke about threads and basically how our lives are like a quilt, and we've got these little threads running through. Now, you've often got threads that have come from a really long time ago. So when I was 11, I won a national speech competition. I loved it, and I won a national speech competition. I won another one when I was 14, right? I was Young Speech Maker of the Year. How about that? So I loved it, and I just really like talking, turns out, right? Talk in my sleep, talk all the time. I really like talking. I then went on to be an aerobics instructor, and I learned how to motivate people from a stage with a microphone strapped to my head. Now, I had no idea, but that was one of the best bits of training I ever got for being a keynote speaker, because I learned to control my breathing. I learned to stand and be poised. I learned to get people to read the room, to work out when they needed a lift and work out when they didn't. Now, none of that was planned. None of that was planned. I bounced around the stage in the 80s, wearing shiny shit with matching headbands. And I was like, whoa, I was into it, man. Oh, little red Reeboks I had, little red Reeboks and big fat pair of tights. And off I went, and I loved it. And so that was a thread that's led me to where I am today. Now, I couldn't possibly have known then that I was probably going to end up on stage as a keynote speaker. That's not what I knew my quilt was going to turn into, but it was definitely a thread. So following the threads that are in your life is really interesting. And when you go back through your life, you can see the little bits that you've picked up along the way, the bits where you were always really caring. So Oprah Winfrey's personal assistant, I love this story. When she was 8 years old, she asked her mother for a filing cabinet and business cards for her birthday. No one asks for that when they're 8 years old, but she went on to be the personal assistant for the most famous woman in the world. Like, there's some part of her that knew she wanted to be amazing. She wanted to be interesting. She wanted to have this focus of organizing. And I love that. Oh, hey, Rona, right? You probably did that too, Rona, because you're amazing. And you probably wanted a filing cabinet when you were 8. And that was probably a thread. What happens is we often deny ourselves of our threads. So we put all this down and we don't allow ourselves to have permission to be ourselves, permission to be you. So permission to be you is a really important part of your passion, because if you're not allowed to do something, so I have a friend who really wanted to do martial arts, and her mother said, you can't do martial arts because you're a girl. Well, do you know what? She got her black belt. She was in her 40s. She got her black belt. Amazing, right? And see, it doesn't matter if she's a girl or not. Right, but we get told we can't have things. We get told we can't do things. And then we have, yeah, you're right. That's the other thing, Shelley, is there's a massive fear of failure that happens when you get into all of these things. And I'll get to those in a minute, Shelley, because there's so much fear around all of these. So the fear is that if you go, oh yeah, you know, I've got this passion to do this. And actually, if I tell anyone that's my passion, they'll think I'm an idiot. Well, that's a fear, isn't it? It's a fear because we're nervous that people are going to judge us for what we're passionate about. And I don't care what, I've got friends with all kinds of whack job passions. I've got a friend that's really into pottery. I've got friends that are into I've got one, my gorgeous friend Sally likes to shoot shit. She loves it. I don't even like guns, but I love her. And I love her talking about her guns because when she talks about them, her whole face lights up and she gets all excited. And she does really interesting shit. And I go, oh my God, I love that. Even though I don't like guns, I like her. And I like her passion. So I think it's really important. So that's really important. Now, money, oh, this is a biggie, right? Money's a biggie. Now, you know, the interesting thing about this whole pandemic is that people are saying, oh my God, I'm under all this stress. I've got all these problems. You had these problems before coronavirus. Let's be honest. So if you didn't like your partner, if you didn't have any money, if you didn't like your kids, if you didn't really like your job, if you were kind of stressed or anxious, you had all those problems 2 weeks ago, a month ago even. And so what's happened is they've just got worse, right? They've got worse because we've been forced into this trauma and this massive change, which is kind of, I find exciting, but kind of scary as well. So what happens with all of these things is that everything's got worse. So if you had no money a month ago, you've got even less now because your income might have been slashed, right? So my life changed overnight. My business changed overnight because all of my events got cancelled. So all of the work that I had planned, all of the income I had planned, gone. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What you're going to do is you're just going to do what you can with what you've got. That's what you're going to do. And so the good thing about this is now is a really good time. If you've got money stress, if money is as a kicker for you, it's one of those things that's just a kicker. I'm really good at making money. Oh my God. I know no Eric, Adriana, no Eric. Gone. Big fancy stage, gone. That's a shame, isn't it? So what happens if you've got money as one of your Achilles heels is that it's probably been that way your whole life. And so I'm really good at making money, but I'm not really good at keeping it. Poof, I just get rid of it, spend it, off it goes. Like butterflies, my money. Oh, I think I had some money. It's gone. Right, it's gone. I think it's good. I'm really good for the economy. I think just share it around. Money's just energy, right? Money is energy. But learning to be responsible with your money energy is what I've been doing for the last few years and really growing up around that, because there's shit you have to do and you can't ignore money. Right? You need to be responsible. So I reckon money's not essential. People would argue all day about money. People get really passionate about this. They're like, you know what? I don't need money. And I'm like, that's fine. But I reckon money's like life lube. Just takes all the friction away. It just makes your life easier, right? So making your money easier is a really good and smart thing to do. I think it's really important. And we have different rules with money. You will have grown up with different money circumstances. Some of you grew up in a house where money was a really big issue, and so it's continued to be an issue. Some of you grew up where you never got taught about money. No one even talked about it. And then you woke up one day and you were an adult and you were like, oh shit, what's this then? And what do I do with it? And I don't know what to do with it. And I don't know what happens, right? I went out into the world. Oh my God, I remember when I was 20, I got this credit card. Oh, fuck, it was the most fun I've ever had in my life. I just went out and I handed my card and people gave me stuff. It was lovely. And then one day the credit card company rang me up and they said, now, Lisa, we need some money. And I said, oh, I don't think I've got any. And they said, well, we have to pay this payment. And I was like, why? And they said, because it's the minimum payment on your card. And I was like, well, if I had money, I would have given it to you, right? I would have bought the stuff with the money, but I haven't got any. And they were like, well, fuck, Lisa. And then I had to cut the card up and I had to pay it all back. And I was like, but I didn't really know about it. Now, to be fair, my parents tried, but I just didn't really want to listen. So it wasn't like they didn't try to teach me. I just wasn't that interested in the whole process. So we have money personalities, which is really interesting. And I think if you sit down with your money, have a meeting, think about what does your money need? What does it need right now? Does it need just some more friends? Just need some more money to hang out with? Maybe that's what your money needs. Maybe your money needs a system. Maybe your money needs some responsibility, or maybe you need some knowledge. And now's a really good time to ask for help, because there's all kinds of help out there. You can go to your bank and go, can you help me with my mortgage? You can go and get grants. There's all kinds of help out there at the moment because of this pandemic. So if money's an issue, use this time to really get some help and really get clear. Get super clear, hunker down. You don't have as many expenses. You can't leave the house. What are you going to buy, right? Can't even get any shoes careered. It's not even a thing. It's mean, isn't it? It's a bit mean, really. So I might ring Jacinta about that. Say, could I get some shoes? Because no, there's no shoes. I haven't even got anywhere to wear my shoes. So it doesn't actually matter. What does matter is what you're like with money, right? Yeah, The Barefoot Investor, Julie. It's a really good book. I love that. That's been part of my money management program. I put myself on a money management program and it's been very good. And I've got very clever all of a sudden. But with your personality, you'll find that you're either a real freedom seeker and you love to have money because it means you can do what you want when you want. The book's called The Barefoot Investor, Sylvia. Julie's just suggested it. It's a really, really good book. So yeah, emotional support is good shoes, I think. You know, I love a good pair of shoes. So you might be a prosperity princess, Adriana, I think. And that means you like nice things and you like to buy pretty shit. And pretty shit costs money, right? So you might be into prosperity. You might be into having everything look beautiful. And beautiful things cost money, and that's what you want. Now, that might be where you come from. It might be that you're a security person and you love security. You like to know that you've got piles of money sitting somewhere, piles and piles of money, right? And if you've got piles of money sitting somewhere, you feel safe. So that might be your buzz. Or you're a freedom person. And if you're a freedom person, then you're just going to want to be able to have money to make it rain whenever you want. right? So working out what you want. Now, in the book, there's all the stuff around this and all the stuff around your limiting beliefs around money and your positive beliefs around money. So if you believe that you're shit with money, guess what? You'll be shit with money, right? If you believe that money is not your friend, then money won't be your friend. So your beliefs are really important with money, and where they come from, and have they come from your family? Have you created them yourself? Do you even understand money? Do you get how it works? Because for years I was like, I don't really care. It's really boring. I just know what I know about money is it comes, I spend it, it goes. Right? Cool. Wasn't very responsible. Grow up, Lisa. Fucking get yourself sorted. And when you're a business person, you have to be sorted, because otherwise it's just all kinds of trouble. You have to be sorted. You have to look after yourself and grow up and get your systems in place and get over your money dysfunction. So money's a really big deal. Now, support is also huge. Money and support are both really big. Now, support is about recognizing what you need from who and how to ask for it. And so many of us don't have the right support. Now, people say to me, oh my God, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. And I am lucky because I've got an amazing husband who is incredible. And when we got together, we decided we wanted 4 children. I did the first 10 years at home. He's done the second 10. And that means I can go out and earn money for my family. Now, he's an amazing father. He's an amazing husband. So I'm very lucky. But that didn't happen. It wasn't a fucking accident, right? It's been in my training program since he was 14. So wasn't an accident, wasn't luck. Was management. And it was about getting the support I needed. Now, I knew that I didn't want to stay home all day, every day. That didn't make me the best mother. What made me the best mother was getting out and living my life and being an example to my children of what they could be. So that made me a good mother. And so understanding what you need is a really big part of your support. If you don't know what you need, how the fuck are you going to get it, right? What do you need? Now, there's physical support, there's emotional support, there's mental support. Someone said to me the other day, what's mental support? I was like, who do you ring when you feel mental? That is your mental support. So you need all of those areas of support. It's so important to get all of those areas of support. So one of my favorite sayings is, what I need from you right now is. What I need from you right now is. And see, when you say that to someone, it's pretty simple. This is what I need from you right now. What I need is, so it's really important that you have people that understand your needs. So in business, you need good support. At home, you need good support. With your friends, you need good support. So who have you got at the moment that helps you emotionally? So if you feel like losing your shit, who do you ring? Who is the person that you can go, oh my God, I'm having a really bad day, and can I just talk to you for 10 minutes, right? Help, I need a help. Now, in the last sort of 5 days, I've had lots and lots of friends just reaching out going, I'm having a really shit time, right? They've just hit the wall with this whole COVID-19 thing, and they've suddenly either got really scared, or they've got really worried, or they've suddenly realized something's really limiting them that they hadn't occurred to them, and they've just had their mind blown and they just needed to talk. So at the moment, we need to support each other. So how have you got in your corner that's going to support you and help you when you're having rough times? Who's physically going to help you? Now, I'm physically helping people who, like my parents and my in-laws, are both in the street, and they're not allowed to leave the house. My dad's a wee bit naughty and he's still leaving the house, but he's not supposed to because he's 70. And so he's not allowed to. So supporting and making sure that we need to look after our neighbours and our families, people that need love and care at the moment. We need to check in. Right, now, I'll tell you who else to support. If you have an espresso machine, you have a bloody absolute responsibility to share espresso with other people, because there's people out there with no espresso and they will get headaches, and that is just not fair. That is a drug that we don't need to be without, right? Espresso. Whew, who knew that that was going to be a problem, right? It's really important. So being capable is one of the biggest problems we have. We're so fucking capable, and capable people walk around going, oh, no one ever helped me. And it's like, no, because you're not sending out any signals that you need support. You're not asking for help. You're not even looking like you need help. And when you're really capable, it's really, oh, Rhonda, you've been good coffee support to Vanessa. See, she's a good girl, that Rhonda. Isn't she a good girl? So it's really important that you have the right support that you need. And it's really important that you make sure that you don't look so capable. Because when you're really capable, people ask you all the time, what can they do and what can you do? And you're like, I don't know what I need. Because you don't know. Because you actually could do everything yourself. But just because you can doesn't mean you should. And what happens is we've become unhelpfully independent. We're so independent now. We don't need anyone for anything. And that's not how we were designed to live. As humans, we were meant to collaborate and we were meant to cooperate, right? So it's really important that we do that. And now we need connection more than ever. So now's a really good time to reach out to people to say, could you help me? To reach out to people and go, I need a hand, right? I need this. Could you drop that off? Could you deliver this? Is there any chance you've got? It's really, really important that you don't fall into this kind of superwoman stuff, which I think is important. So making sure your needs are met. What are your needs? What are your needs? What are your needs that need to be met? Now, I said to my family, right, we're going into lockdown in a day. What do you all need? If you have to be in this bloody house, what do you need? Right? My husband needs coffee, right? I needed hair products. I thought hair products. No, your diary won't be getting any use, Angela, because there's nowhere to go, right? What do you need? I needed space because I was trying to reintegrate back into my home life from my work life. And I just needed gentle space. And I said to all my family, I just need some space because this is not normal for me to be at home all the time with all you people here. It's a bit weird. I'm used to being in a hotel room with a lovely little man and room service coming. Oh, hello. Here's your risotto, Mrs. O'Neill. Oh, bloody lovely. Right, carbohydrates delivered to your door. That's what the fucking world needs. That's the support I need, right? Carbohydrates on a tray. That makes me very happy. So, how much support have you got? How supported do you feel? Do you feel supported? Now, the interesting thing is you might have lots of help, but if you're not using it, then you won't actually feel supported. So you might have help out the wazoo, but if you're just like, I'm fine, no one's going to help you because they don't know you need help. So you need to say, I need help today. What I need today is, could you help me? And what you want to do is not muck around. Don't fuck around with it, because you ring up someone and you go, oh, hi, I was just thinking, how are you? Did you watch the telly? What about The Bachelor? And you fuck around with all this stupid talk instead of going, hey, I need your help. If you ring someone and go, hey, I need your help, people go, and they pop up and they're useful because we love to help people. You're missing out on giving people an opportunity to help. Oh, I like that, Mo. I love that. I love that. Don't be selfish with your pain. Don't do it to yourself. I think don't keep it to yourself. You're taking away an opportunity to let other people help you. And I don't think that's fair. So you need to let people help you, especially now. Especially now, lean into other humans, because I think it is a gift and it's an opportunity that you're giving people, right, to help you, which is really important. Now, belief is one of my favorite topics, And I was at Thought Leaders Business School and I gave a whole lot of these books away 2-3 weeks ago. And one of the guys came up to me and said, oh, you know what? He said, I know you're big on belief. He said, but you didn't have to print the page twice. And I was like, oh no, there's been a printing disaster. And I went and checked my book and it wasn't there twice, but in his one, the page on belief, the front page of belief was in the book twice. I said, that's a sign, Gabrielle. That is a sign that you need that page double. And belief is so important. I think your beliefs are one of the key things that you need to live an amazing life. So to get everything you want, you've got to believe, 1, you deserve it, and 2, you can have it. And if you deserve everything, you'll get it. Right? If you believe that you can have what you want, then you've got more chance. Because whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, right? I love that. I really like that. Henry Ford said that. Whether you believe you can, whether you believe you can't, you're right. So whatever you believe is actually your truth. And so if you believe that you can't have this, if you believe that you're not very clever, or you believe that you're going to sit in a dark room on your own and not take up too much space because, and your beliefs have come from somewhere. Now, most of our beliefs are actually formed before the age of 7. You don't even remember what happened before you were 7, do you? Imagine that. It's a little 7-year-old and all those beliefs. If you've got 6-year-olds, fucking stick some good stuff in their heads immediately because you don't know what they're picking up on. They're creating all of their beliefs. And some of your beliefs are really useful and some of your beliefs are so not useful. They are not useful. Like, what do you believe about this corona pandemic? Do you believe you're stuck at home or do you believe you're safe? Do you believe you're lucky or do you believe you're restricted? Because if you believe you're stuck and you're restricted and this is dumb, then it will be. If you believe this is a magical opportunity to let the world heal, and this is a wonderful opportunity for me to do some reading, tidy my house, get some shit sorted, you will have a great time in lockdown, right? So it's a really interesting belief system that we have on what we believe. So some of our beliefs are very empowering, right? And because I've got such good beliefs, I don't do limitations. I don't do limiting beliefs. Like limiting beliefs are all around, oh, I'm not good enough and I need to play small. And you're not doing the world any favors. You are not doing the world any favors. And if you are on this planet, you have a reason to be here. And you damn well need to do something with that, right? Because there's so many people out there that haven't made it. They haven't made it. They're not here. So if you don't know whether you've got a purpose or not, just check if you've got a pulse. If you've got a pulse, fuck, you're meant to be here, right? Oh, I agree, Amy. Chris Helder's book, Useful Belief. Love that book. I love it. I was supposed to be speaking with Chris at a conference in 2 weeks in Sydney. But am I going? No. Is there a plane? No. Is there a hotel? No. Do I have to stay home? Yes. Aren't I lucky? Choosing to believe that, right? What else are you going to do? So believing in yourself is really important, and also believing in something else. So what do you believe in? Now, I wrote another book, and it's 100 questions to understand yourself, because I believe that understanding you and self-awareness is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Learning what you think is really important. So it's a book with 100 questions that you fill in, and you just get to write the answers to these questions. Now, one of the big questions in there is, what do you believe? What do you believe? Now, I really like that. Who do you believe in? What do you believe in? Do you believe in God? What do you believe happens when you die? What do you believe? I love this conversation. People get really freaked out because they, oh, it's really personal. I don't want to talk about religion. I got asked once what religion I was. I said, I'm a freelancer. Right, just take a little bit of that, a little bit of this. I was going to be a Buddhist, and they said, you can't have any possessions. I was like, oh, fuck that. I don't want to be a Buddhist then. Right, and they're really into sort of believing in suffering. I don't want to do that. So I sort of started my own religion, really. It's just my own Lisa's belief. And I just do my own version of everything. And you're allowed to create your own version. Now, if you've grown up with some really heavy beliefs that if you do this, you'll go to, you'll go blind, or if you do this, you'll go to hell, then you're going to have some trouble unraveling those. But you get to a certain age where you go, do you know what? I'm old enough and big enough that I can decide. My family might be atheists, but I might decide I want to believe in God. My family might believe in God. I might decide I want to be an atheist. Believe what you fucking want, right? I don't care. You're a grown up. Have your own beliefs. I don't like people that push their beliefs on other people. I think you should just make the world your own space. Decide what you believe, right? And own it. But you don't have to share it with everybody. You don't have to be ramming it down. I don't care what other people believe. I'm not bothered about that, because I think what I believe is all that matters in my bubble. It's really important. So I believe in myself. That's really important. Having self-belief is important. And for me, having a belief system is really important. So I believe that we are these incredible souls that are on the planet, bumping around, bumping into other souls that we've met previously in millions and millions of lifetimes. And I believe some souls have been around the block a lot. And some souls are brand new and very fresh, right? And we're all here to do learning. And we all get dragged together to learn what we need to learn. And then we move on to our next learning. That's what I believe, and it makes me really happy. I believe in angels and fairies and all sorts of whack job shit, right? But I don't care whether you agree with me. It's of no interest to me whether you believe the same thing as me or not, because they're my beliefs. So working out what you believe in, working out how much belief you have in things, and be careful who you believe in, because you've got to make sure that it's valid. Make sure that you've done some research in your own wacky stuff. Your own wacky stuff, and believe whatever you believe, right? So I'm salad intolerant. I was telling someone the other day that I'm salad intolerant. Not officially, but I just don't like salad. Just bloody hate it. And this person said to me, what do you mean? Why don't you like salad? And I said, well, I was a rabbit in a past life, and I ate so many leaves. I don't eat leaves in this life. And this man looked at me and went, are you having a laugh? And I was like, no, I was a rabbit. I was a very cute rabbit. And I ate a lot of leaves. And he was like, holy shit. And I was like, okay, I should probably go now because if you think I'm mental, that's fine. Happy for you to think I'm mental. Probably I am, whatever. Now, what you need to do next is have a good look at your time. Oh my God, your time. Because it's okay if your husband thinks you're weird, Rona. I think you're on the right track. I think that's a good idea. Oh, see, Sonia, you were a rabbit too, because you don't like salad. So that's it. You were a herbivore in a past life, and now you are salad intolerant like me. Oh my God, how good is that? Now, people just dropped off then. All the people went, fuck her, she's mad. Ha 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 ha. I don't even care. Now, make the most of your time. Time is one of the most precious things we have, right? It is the most precious thing that we have. And we need to think about where we spend our time. Now, at the moment, our time's all been blown up because we're not driving. We're not rushing to work. We're still working. We're working from home. We're trying to manage that. We're trying to juggle so much going on, right, in our time. But you need to think about how you use your time. Now, some of you have got my purpose planner, which I created to help people live on purpose. How do you live on purpose is really, really important. And so understanding what your purpose is at any one time, I reckon, is gold. And deciding, even in lockdown, what is your purpose? What are you working on today? What is your focus today, right? Today, my focus is a jigsaw puzzle. Today, my focus is writing some lovely blog. Today, my focus is cleaning out the top drawer. Right? You need to use your time, because even on lockdown, this isn't a fucking dress rehearsal. We are here to create amazing experiences. Use your time well. Set up who you need to phone. Phone someone each day. Do some exercise each day. Decide what time you're going to get up each day. Don't stay up all night and just be homeless just because you're not going to work anymore, because we're going to have to get back into life. Now, I don't actually believe that we're going to go back to life as we knew it. I think life's new. I think everything has changed. I'm kind of excited about that. But I think everything has changed. And as part of that, life is going to be completely different from here on in. But we don't want to become couch potatoes. Now, I could become really fit and healthy if I wanted to. Or I could get really fat and just eat all the carbohydrates. I haven't decided yet. I have a different theme each day. Some days I'm like, yeah, man, let's go for a big hard walk and exercise. And the next time I'm like, nah, let's just eat bread, right? Whatever. Now, a really interesting thing is you have to put your jeans on at least once a week to check in with how you're going. Because if you're in track pants or PJs, you will get so fat and you won't know. So you've got to put your jeans on and go, oh, fuck, Lisa, right, oops, might have to get some leaves. Because otherwise, oh my God, you'll be in those comfy clothes, stretchy shit. Oh, that's going to be a big problem. So look after your time. Time is really, really important in all of the scale of this. And then what happens after we've dealt with our time is we need to look after our health. Now, our health has never been so important. We've never been so focused as we are. The last one I want to talk to you about is health. And it's so important. So being proactive around your physical and mental health is everything. It's everything. That's what we want to do. We want to be really proactive and look after our health, because your mental health's important. Now, people are all about the diet. You know, oh, this is what I eat. I have kale. I have kale for breakfast, and bloody good for you, right? Oh, I know, hot cross buns. In lockdown with hot cross buns. How good's that, Alison? Oh, pretty happy about the hot cross buns. So I think what we eat's really important, but also what we put in our head. Now, what we eat's really important, and not eating too many processed foods, not eating crap, not eating too much sugar, keeping away from really awful things that actually don't work for our energy is a really smart thing to do. But our head diet is as important as our physical diet. So what you're putting in your head is really important. And I love the saying that you are what you eat. So don't be fast, cheap, easy, or fake. Don't be fast, cheap, easy, or fake. So eating fake shit, eating like fake flavored stuff and that, keep away from that. Make sure you're looking after your health. Go for a walk. Work out what's good for your head. What are you going to put in your head? So while you're walking, so I've got a wee exercycle. Well, I haven't really. It's my husband's. But I thought I'd sit on it, and I watched a TED talk, and it was great. So I sat with the iPad, and I kind of forgot I was exercising. That was quite good because it was raining, so I couldn't go for my walk, and I had to do an hour of exercise because it's the family rule. So we had to do that. So listening to music is everything for my head. It changes my state completely when I listen to beautiful music. Listening to great podcasts, watching funny movies, watching comedy. You know, people say to me, oh, I can't sleep. And sleep's a big part of your energy, right? And I say, well, why can't you sleep? And what do you do? Oh, I read. I was like, okay, what are you reading? I'm reading a murder mystery novel, right? Where a man chops up children and leaves them in the attic. I'm like, no wonder you can't fucking sleep. That's not a good idea. So be really careful what you put in your head. Now, check in with your health. And is your body compromised? Is there something in your body that's not working, that you haven't listened to your body? You might need to make an appointment. You might need to take some action. You might need to go and do some exercise, right? Is something wrong with your head? Some people are really vulnerable with their heads. So you find that you get anxiety, you really stress really affects you. And some other people are just like Teflon. Shit just slides off, might just slide off, right? So your stress may not stick around. How good's that? So you might be someone lucky whose head's got lovely Teflon in it and it doesn't get stuck. You might be someone who has a lot of worry and a lot of anxiety, and so you need to spend more time looking after your head if your head is a difficult place to live. So looking after yourself is really important, and just anything you can do to increase your health at the moment, so important, right? It is so important. So there you go. They are the 6 things you need to get the 6 things you want. Really important. And when you have a look at the model, it's all tied in. And so all of them tie in together here. And so that you can see the intersections and what you need to work on. So when you go through and do the diagnostic, if you go to www.lisaoneil.co.nz, you will be able to click on there and do a little diagnostic. It doesn't take long, and you'll get an email with the things you're the highest in and the things you're the lowest in and what that means. So you'll be able to have a look. Oh, you want to have a look at that again, Helen? Look at that. That's my beautiful model. There we go. That's all of the thinking that went into this book. All of it. All of it is in there. And see, my whole wall is covered in all of my circles. All of my circles. So they are all there. And you will be able to have a look at that online. So you'll get sent some stuff to, I know, chakra colours, Catherine. Oh, look, a fellow mad bitch like me. All those lovely colours, you see, how good is that? So everything is in there and you will be able to have a look. So there is the colourful book. They're all sitting in storage. You can't have them delivered right now. If you buy one now, I can sign it for you and have it sitting here for the minute the couriers are allowed to go. We will send those out. If you would like the ebook because you're just an impatient person, you might be super impatient and you just might want that book straight away, so you can get the ebook and get on it now. There's an online course coming. I've got a gorgeous online course coming, which is really exciting, and you can send me an email if you're interested in that, and we will send you all of that out, which will be very exciting. Some of you have already got it. I've already done my event in Christchurch, so the Christchurch people have already got their books, which is just so bloody wonderful, and lucky for them that we got to hang out in Christchurch, which I thought was just gorgeous. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you for coming along. I want to thank you for being part of this lovely event. And I'm really grateful that you joined me tonight, because it's been an absolute pleasure to have all of you involved and to be here. And I'm just going to see if I can share this. And here we go. So there is the model that I was talking to you all about. That's what it looks like. And this, how good is this? My beautiful friend Cam made this for me. Look at that. Pachoof, pachoof, everything you want. Pachoof. How good is that? So if you've got any questions, post them in the WeChat, because I am happy to answer if there's any questions. Otherwise, you can message me, you can jump on Facebook, jump on, if you like this tonight, yeah, let me know. You can jump on LinkedIn, you can jump on Facebook, I'll see you on Instagram. I will be everywhere. The books are online at lisaoneil.co.nz. Thank you so much for your time tonight. It is now 9 o'clock. It is time for you just to go and put your night pajamas on, take your day pajamas off. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time out tonight to be interested and interesting. And I will be doing some Facebook Lives coming up for anyone that wants to follow up on questions on any of this. So if you would like to be involved in that, just jump on Lisa ONZ on Facebook and you will see everything I've got going on there. So I want you to have a great time. Look after yourself. Look after you. Get dressed up. Be nice. Do some nice things. Be really nice to you. Really nice to you, because it's bloody important, right? You are really important. So thank you so much. Big love to you all. Mwah. See you all soon. Bye.